Hey there, film fans. I'm Jeff.
I'm Dave.
And I'm John, and welcome back to The Love of Cinema, a pod in which we'll challenge one another to discuss movies, both new and old, with a strictly positive critical eye.
That's right, and to avoid lazy negativity, we've made this episode a drinking game.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime we say anything negative at all about this film, about each other, about how, like his father, Dave is especially interested in the fear of children. You're going to hear this sound? That sound means we're taking a drink. We hope you drink along with us.
First one of the year. So, pour yourselves a glass as we discuss a movie that shows what John does now he's graduated film school.
Oh, boy.
Here's guys.
Oh, boy.
Pre-show shot down the hatch. Join us on YouTube to watch us drink for real. Here we go. John? Mm-hmm. My
Indeed.
God, it's a good one. First one of the year. That's right, people. Those references are talking about our movie of the week, which is 1960's Peeping Tom. Why? Well, we do the random year generator where Dave spins a generator, gives us a year. We do a little setup, what was going on that year, what other movies came out that year, and then we do a featured conversation about one. If you want to get to your Peeping Tom conversation, it's not going to be for about a half an hour or so. We're a drinking show. We want to get drinking first.
But if you want to get to your Peeping Tom, you got to open the window. So
check your window.
Too easy. Too easy.
So check the show notes. We keep them tidy so you can scoot ahead if you want to get right to the conversation about Peeping Tom, which, by the way, came out the same year and actually a couple months ahead of another 1960 movie, Psycho, which gets a lot of credit for being the first slasher, even though this one's a slasher and it came out first. Also one of Martin Scorsese's favorite movies, apparently. But yeah, we do the setup, and I'm going to give you a tease for the setup this year. Are you ready? I'm going to do this because I want people to get excited about it. Are you ready? The tease for the setup, 1960. The Magnificent Seven came out in 1960 and was not in the top 10 at the box office in America, but was one of the highest grossing movies internationally of all time. And for the rest of the 1900s was the number 2 movie showed on television reruns. The number 2 movie on television reruns was The Magnificent Seven. Can any of you two guess what the number 1 most streamed, I guess, movie on television was ahead of only The Magnificent Seven?
Streamed?
Or, meaning like it's just on reruns. Just
syndication.
Like, syndication. Fucking, I don't know. I forgot. I lost
Shawshank Redemption?
No, I think older because there was more time, 3, 2, 1.
No idea.
The Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of
Oz. Of course.
It's an easy one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
if
you like this banter, make sure you listen to the year in review coming up soon. And then we saw a lot of movies. We've been off for 3 weeks, and it is now January of 2026. So we've seen a lot of 2025 movies and some old movies. So what you've been watching is going to be hot. I'll tease a couple new-ish movies. John saw Wicked for Good, finally. I saw Train Dreams. I saw Roofman. I saw The Naked Gun. So yeah, we'll be talking about any other new movies you want to tease for our friends to make sure they listen to the end of the episode.
I don't think we saw anything else, unfortunately. We have movies to see, though. There are movies in the theater right now that I want to go see.
All right.
Does the Stranger Things finale count?
Sure.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that at the
especially if you saw it in the movie theater.
I did not, but still.
Okay.
Dude, it was hard. You were hard pressed to get a screening here in New York. It was like there were like over 1,000 screenings across the city, I think, and they were fucking packed.
I had a rant I was going to do about how they fucked over all these other movies that came out that weekend and how all these movies were just on hold those 2 days.
Yeah.
The theater near me, there were 2 movies that just were on hold because they were at that cinema, but not on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day because Stranger Things came in. There were 18 cinemas in this theater I was at in Torrance, California. 18, and 9 of them have Stranger Things.
I think Times Square there were 20.
I mean, it's
just had Stranger Things.
God.
And then Zootopia, Marty Supreme, Five Nights at Freddy's took 5 of the other 8 or whatever.
Dude, I want to say there are some theaters in Times Square in New York that is the first time the seating has gotten used in years.
Oh my God. Well, let's vote on Peeping Tom so we can hold ourselves accountable, all right? So we do this thing now for our listeners where we say what we thought of the movie right at the bat, but we don't actually get into the conversation for a little bit. But on YouTube, we're going to have that little icon next to us. So, Dave, how many rankings do we have now that you programmed an extra one?
We have 6 now.
And what are they?
Only took me half a day. It's gold star, great, good. It was okay, not for me, and fucking tragic.
All right, so we're going to do it. You guys ready to vote?
Sure.
Yes.
Right. 3. Oh, it's a 10-second drum roll. Anyway, 3, 2, 1.
Did mine come up?
Yours came up.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. I love it.
So John gave it a good. Dreams come true for you, John.
No, I gave it a great. I thought.
That's a great.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a great.
John gave it a great. Dave, not for me. Not fucking tragic, just not for you. Too close to home, Dave? And then I gave it...
I was acquitted.
And then I gave it a gold star, which honestly, I would not... I saw it yesterday, and when the night ended, I would not have given it a gold star. I've thought about it for 24 hours, and now I'm giving it a gold star.
Good. It's
I'll
such a good
explain more about that later. Okay.
Stay tuned for us to prove why Dave is wrong.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
But we got to get drinking. John, you want to shout our sponsors out? Speaking of drinking.
Sure. Carlos Barroso makes beer. Sometimes he gives them to us. See Barroso.beer. Check the show notes. And a music guy makes music for us. His name is Dasein, Dasein. You can check the music, any music platform that you listen to music on, that music is there. Made by Dasein. Yeah. Check the show notes for links. But go anywhere you listen and you will find them. Dasein, Dasein. All right. Let's do it.
I got to see Dasein recently.
Heyo.
That was awesome.
Were you visiting prison or?
Was that in prison? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's the resident music artist in prison too. It's great.
Oh boy.
Cell block C minor.
Yeah. It's all percussive there, I think.
Okay. So the big news when we left last time was the Netflix takeover of Warner. And I feel like I haven't heard anything about that for a week, and it's still happening, and it's going to drag on for a little bit longer.
I love how Paramount's just not getting the hint.
Yeah, what did the Daily say today, Jeff, that they have until January 25th to actually, shareholders could still vote it out, or some date, like somewhere around that time.
Was that the shareholders deal with that? Like the shareholders have until then?
The shareholders have to have the final vote,
or was that just the agreement that they have to come to terms by then? It's a 17. They've been the 17-day window, and they're trying to increase it. The industry standards. Oh, never mind. Sorry, that was something different. I'm trying to read it quickly. They have until January 1st. The WBD shareholders have until January 21st to tender their shares to Paramount's offer, regardless. The board's rejection is just a recommendation. Okay. So again, that's the Paramount hostile takeover attempt, not the Netflix deal, right? The Netflix deal, essentially the board is approving that. The shareholders are voting on the Paramount deal. Is that correct? Am I saying that right?
That sounds right.
I don't know. I stopped watching a while back because it was like, there's no good choice here because Netflix is talking about 17-day windows for Warner Brothers films now.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes, the Warner Brothers Discovery Board is expected to reject the bid, but the shareholders have until January 21st to sell to them, which I don't understand how that works. Like, how can they do that without the board's approval? But whatever. Wrong show for that.
The majority, I guess. Anyway, you have to guess of 51% of the people with shares, et cetera, whatever. Anyway, how weird is it, though, that the Golden Globes were not the first Sunday in January like they've been in the past? So the Critics' Choice Awards are, and I feel like they're being broadcast to people who like movies, almost like the Golden Globes were. I've got so much feedback from that in the past 24 hours. Have you guys gotten like all the roasts and the winners and the prizes and Paul Thomas Anderson and they're really pitching it like they're the front runners for everything, but it's literally just because they were first. I didn't think people ever cared about the Critics' Choice Awards, and now all of a sudden, it's like all these things are locked in. And Timothée Chalamet won.
Well, their marketing plan was Critics' Choice. We're not the Golden Globes.
Yeah. Let's call out TV and critics, and they had somebody roast at the top. So it's like,
So let's call out the winners very quickly. So PTA and One Better After Another won Best Adapted, Best Picture, Best Direction. Sinners won Best Original Screenplay. And then Timothée Chalamet won for Marty Supreme. Jake Elordi won for Best Supporting for Frankenstein. Amy Madigan still on her triumphal run. For Best Supporting for Weapons, which
we can get a horror category. We can get a horror actor to win finally. Toni Collette is like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And Jessie Buckley won for Hamnet, as she should. And I think this is a pretty good. I would put money on this lineup, actually. I really would.
Well,
I think this is probably what's going to ring true in the Academy.
Timothée Chalamet will win Best Actor for playing a ping pong player from, almost 100 years ago.
Who are you nominating against him? Let's play for fun.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Because it's not going to be Leo, but he's going to be nominated. It's not going to be Paul Mescal, but he's going to be nominated. Although, is he a supporting or is he in a lead?
I feel like Chalamet's got the buzz.
Chalamet's got the buzz. Michael B. Jordan, I can see him being nominated, but not winning.
Which
same thing with Joel Edgerton.
2 in a row. It would be 2 in a row. Michael B. would be my only bet against him. And honestly, I think he probably should win. He played 2 different characters very believably.
Absolutely.
In a really awesome movie. I have not seen Marty Supreme, but it just seems like Michael B. Jordan should win because he's never won before, and Timothée Chalamet won last fucking year.
What did he win, though? He won a SAG Award. He didn't win an Oscar.
Oh, you're right. Thank you. Who won? Who won the Oscar last year?
Adrian Brody won, and then he talked for 7 minutes.
Yes,
and then he said, please don't play the music. I haven't started thanking people yet. And we're like, that's not our fault.
Oh, man, Adrian.
Adrian deserved to win for sure, and Timmy wanted to win. But anyway,
I take back what I said.
Award.
Timothy, I'm excited to see Marty Supreme. I heard it is another classic safety bundle of anxiety movie that I'm probably going to struggle with, but I'm excited to go see it.
Can't wait. So who has more
anxiety? There might be a John-shaped hole in the door as I run out of there as soon as the credits hit, but I'm so excited.
Who has more anxiety in that family? The clearly better director or the one who's also an actor and not as good of a director? Who has more anxiety in that? No, you're laughing, but it's like, I feel like that's the conversation that's happening around the town.
Do you guys know anyone who went to see the Avatar movie so they got to see the Nolan Trojan horse sequence from the Odyssey?
I know people who did see it. Yes.
So Josh Safdie. Wait, Josh did Smashing Machine, right?
No,
he's the actor.
Ben Safdie.
That's Ben. Ben, I heard, is playing Agamemnon.
Yeah, but he's an actor. Yeah,
I know, but interesting casting. That's cool. He's got a great look for it. I think he's a great actor.
All right, my favorite Ben Safdie is "Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret." That's my favorite Ben Safdie so far.
Oh, he's really good in that. Yes, thank you. And what's the one where he plays a politician? He's running for.
Oh my God! Yeah.
What show was that? Was that Miss America?
Because I feel like a bad movie person for not saying Avatar. But think about it: if you go away from December 19th to January 2nd, and then you have a busy weekend when you come back, that's 3 weekends, and that's just the 3-weekend run of Avatar. It's hard. It's a 3-hour, 17-minute movie.
Half of Avatar.
Share a little bit of the news. Let's share just a touch of the news there. James Cameron is now in a club of all his own, having 4 movies cross the $1 billion mark.
Yeah.
So he didn't need our help, and we might still go see it because it's one of the only movies that will actually last in a movie theater for a very long time. So I might go see that some weekend in the future, and he's still going to take. He is doing great.
I really wish he keeps doing this whole thing where he's like, I'm not going to make the. You know what? There's really quick. There's 2 confusing things that I wish people explained to me a little bit more. The Stranger Things cast residuals things, nobody's explained it, but they're making it seem like it's the cast's fault. And I wish they just said, like, obviously they put in that the reason that they couldn't charge ticket price, they can. The movie was free if you went to the theaters. You just had
there was a $20.
There's a $20 voucher. That I think that was an AMC thing. They all had their own thing because and they kept blaming cast residuals. And I'm sure the workaround is something along the lines of the cast would get bonuses depending on how many hours people watched on Netflix, because Netflix famously doesn't have any metric for residuals, right? They don't give you like if you watch this much. So the cast must have negotiated that, and so to put it in theaters, it's basically the reverse. What was it? The Black Widow. Remember the Black Widow thing?
Yep.
It's like the reverse Black Widow situation where Scarlett Johansson was like, you can't put it on TV because I have my salary tied to residuals for theatrical. And now this Stranger Things cast might be the reverse. But they're not explaining it. They're just blaming the cast for why they're not charging prices. Although, in a weird way, it's also a PR win for them because everybody's like, thanks. Good. That I'm complaining about. And then...
it's going to do great for the spin-offs when it comes. So.
The spin-offs is good. What were we just talking about right before I started talking about Stranger Things? What the fuck were we
James
talking about?
Cameron.
Oh, they keep saying he's not going to do the 4th one until it makes a certain amount of money because he doesn't know if it's financially viable. Motherfucker was telling people for the entire press run that he already filmed most of the 4th movie, right? Didn't he say that he was filming them in sequence because he was worried about not like the actors aging? Did you not hear that? He literally was like, I started filming like Lord of the Rings. He started filming and started fucking capturing this.
Although why does that matter? Isn't Sigourney playing like a 12-year-old?
I was going to say by the end of this, there might not be any fucking human actors left. So.
Right. Unless they do the Irishman thing where it's like, don't worry, we're going to do the age. And he's like, he sat down like an 80-year-old man. He's supposed to be 20. Like, how does he sit like he's not 80?
Those are the one movies where it doesn't matter, right? I will also just go to town because James Cameron is an excellent filmmaker. And I want to see Ghost of Hiroshima.
Yeah.
Hiroshima, whatever, that new book that he bought and he's behind, he's going to make. Like, that's his next live action feature after these. Yeah. I wouldn't mind if he paused and made that and then made Avatar 4 if he wanted to. Like,
I mean,
I really want to see him.
He can just go,
just cross the billion.
This is what I want, and hand it off to the animators at this point. Right. Everything's built.
Well,
This is a weird business we're in when you've made 4 millions that have earned over $1 billion and you still need like permission to make your next movie. Well,
I think everybody's saying that's sort of bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to go to 1.5. Is it going to go to 2? Probably not. But anyway. We'll see if it passes Zootopia 2, which has now made almost $1.6 billion, the highest grossing Disney movie of all time.
Well, be honest, guys.
One of the highest grossing Chinese movies from America of all time. I mean, come on. I mean, movies
good for
in China.
Them. I have heard it's really good. Let's vote right here. Are you guys going to see Avatar? I am going to see it before it leaves theaters. Are you going to see it?
Yeah.
I'm away this weekend, so I don't know. So Marty Supreme is prioritized for me. So hopefully next week, but it's 3 hours and 17 minutes plus previews. I mean, that's a fucking commitment, you know? So I really want to.
That's a half day.
I've loved the first two seeing
Bring a picnic basket.
Theaters, but
where do the avatars live, by the way? What streaming service are they on? Are they on any
Disney.
of them?
I think they're on Disney,
really?
Yeah.
Is it a Fox thing? They own it?
We did our
I don't know, but they definitely have the cross promotion with the theme park.
Because of Nat Geo, right? Because doesn't he have like a Nat Geo thing?
Yes, he does.
So I thought the first Avatar is on Disney Plus. Avatar: The Way of Water is on Disney Plus. So fucking nailed
there
that.
you go.
And they got to put the third one on,
which has nothing to do with
just
this.
to fuck with everyone.
He should. Okay. All right.
Let's move on because I want to hear you talk about. 1960.
Is that right? Do you?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Dave, is there anything you want to gripe about?
No, I think I'm good.
I didn't have a real gripe, but I was griping, and I wrote it all down, but it doesn't matter. The long story short is that the Stranger Things thing, just the way it bumped all these movies, and then I was like, maybe I can see Hamnet in theaters, and I'm like, nope, I can't, because fucking Stranger Things took 9 of these theaters for 2 days, and then the only other movies that were there were Wicked for Good, which was in its like 5th or 6th week, Zootopia, which was in its 5th or 6th week, fucking, I'm happy for Marty Supreme, but Five Nights at Freddy's, and I'm like, motherfucker. Like, during the holidays, you can't just see one of these good movies, even at a gigantic Cineplex with 18 plus theaters, because these huge properties are just taking them all up and trying to scoop up all our attention during those times.
There's usually, I actually wanted to ask you guys, there's usually like a very large movie that's out around Christmas time or comes out like on Christmas. Avatar didn't come out on Christmas. Like, what was that movie this year?
No, it's been doing that. I mean, but Avatar's
like Harry Potter's and the Star Wars, they would often come out like right before or on that week. And Avatar came out 2 weeks before, right? Wasn't it 2 weeks ago?
Well, I ranted about Stranger Things in the past too, because that second chunk of episodes 5 through 7 came out on Christmas Eve or Christmas. And so I basically said, I was like, they're the fucking NFL, where they're literally like, are there any other days that we can put football games on? And Stranger Things did that this year, and I'm fucking mad at them. I think it's selfish. They did Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. They tried to take up all these fucking holidays, so I'm pissed.
So wait a second. I was going to say, did you guys watch them?
I haven't finished them, but
I have.
And?
I haven't seen any of part 2. What'd you think, Dave? You like it?
I'm going to save that for the end.
All right. Stay tuned.
All right.
1960. Nothing happened in this year, so we could probably skip it, but go for it if you want.
1960. We've been here twice before. Do you remember what other movies we saw? And it was not part of the Random Year Generator series. It just happens to be movies that we saw from 1960.
I definitely remember one off the top of my head, and that is The Apartment, one of my favorite movies. And we've also done Psycho, so there you go.
That's all I got. I don't think we did any other ones this time. I don't think we had
2
any
fucking
foreign films.
Gold Star films from all 3 of us, I think. I think we all loved both of those movies.
Yeah. Again, we picked the ones at the top. We were like, let's go for the chalk here.
Yeah.
But I think we did both of those in the same. We did 1960, and we were like, is anybody going to listen to our podcast if we do a movie like Peeping Tom that nobody's heard of? I'm kidding. Of course you've heard of Peeping Tom because you read Scorsese's biography and you heard it's one of his favorite movies.
You've all got one of those uncles.
Brought you here. Anyway.
That's only me. I'm the only one who's done that out of this podcast.
We usually like to start. Unfortunately, that's not negative. We can't buzz that. We usually like to start with the box office. I will say if you Google 1960 and the highest grossing movie, most of the Google algorithms, the AI is going to tell you that the highest grossing movie this year was Ben-Hur, which came out the year before. And that might be true. But I have two very different lists, one on Wikipedia and one on the numbers. Both of them say that they're only using domestic rentals, aka they can't trust any international numbers. I will say, when doing my Magnificent Seven research, I suppose, the ticket sales, they sold like almost 100 million tickets worldwide. And the average movie ticket price I have from this year was 69 cents. So that should have been $50 million worth of tickets worldwide in 1960. But because of exchange rates and because a lot of that was abroad, China sold like 40 million tickets or something. We have no way of even possibly calculating how much money any of these actually made. So we're going to stick with domestic rentals, and I'll leave it to you guys. Do you want to use the numbers or Wikipedia for your metric this time?
Oh, man.
Let's use the numbers.
The numbers. Dave chooses the numbers. Okay, so going by the numbers, what was the highest grossing movie that came out in 1960 according to domestic receipts?
I have two guesses.
Okay.
Elmer Gantry or Spartacus?
No buzzes, but Dave?
I have no idea. I don't even have a guess.
John went with Elmer Gantry, with won a whole lot of Oscars. Is that Billy Wilder?
Hey-oh. No. He made the
Billy Wilder
Apartment.
The Apartment. It's fuck it, I looked it up later. Whatever. It won 2 acting Oscars and a bunch of other. Okay, whatever. So according to
Richard Brooks.
Richard Brooks, sorry. It won a bunch of Oscars though.
Guys, what did Richard Brooks make? We did him recently, didn't we?
No.
Right? Remember?
No.
We did didn't he do oh shit, we did one of his movies recently, didn't we? He did In Cold Blood, and he did God, didn't we watch one of his recently? Oh, no, we did Looking for Mr. Goodbar. I saw it recently, and I talked to you guys about it. Sorry.
That's, I mean, not even close.
But I saw it and I talked about it on the show. Come on.
I wasn't listening. Okay. Anyway, Spartacus is the number one for the Wikipedia, so you get partial credit there, John. But no, according to the numbers, for $40 million gross at 58 million tickets sold, and again, this is domestic, 58 million tickets domestic, the Swiss Family Robinson.
Oh, yeah.
Swiss Family Robinson. I only know that because of Disney World, to be honest with you. It looked cool.
I've seen that movie there and I was like 50 times, dude. When I first got Disney Channel when we were kids, that was on all the time, and I watched it all the time. I was just
apparently based on a true story, right? I don't know how they didn't all get.
Did you think it was Blue Lagoon? And you're like, when do they get naked?
I was thinking that, Dave. I was totally thinking that.
This is why I press play. Come
John
on.
was like, they got to get naked in these shacks in the woods, right? According to the numbers, number 2 is Psycho. Number 2 is Psycho. Number 3 is Spartacus, according to 1960 here.
Hey-o.
Number 4 is Exodus, and number 5 is The Apartment.
Exodus.
And to round out the top 10 on the numbers for domestic rentals, you have Tall Story, Please Don't Eat the Daisies, Elmer Gantry, John, Pepe, and The Alamo comes in at number 10.
There you go. There you go.
A couple other movies that made money, Midnight Lace, The Grass is Greener, GI Blues, and the original Ocean's 11. Any other movies you want to shout out before I do a little bit of awards before going into some world events?
Absolutely. We have a Kurosawa film, The Bad Sleep Well, which is one I have never heard of or seen. Have you guys ever heard of that one?
No.
I don't think I knew that was one of his. Looks awesome.
Wait, you said you never heard of it. What do you mean? I didn't know that was one of his.
Sorry. I've just never, I feel like I was familiar with his canon, even though the ones I had not seen. But anyway, Francis Truffaut, Shoot the Piano Player. Definitely worth watching. The original Little Shop of Horrors with Jack Nicholson.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
We have.
Does that have the original ending on it?
I have no idea. Dave, you ready for this confession on my film podcast? I've never seen any of either movie, not a single moment from either of them.
You would love Steve Martin.
I'm familiar with the musical because of,
course,
being in the musical world, but I have never actually watched either movie.
Well, the movie is different again from the musical because they changed the ending definitely for that movie.
Yeah.
So Michelangelo Antonioni, La Ventura, another one of Scorsese's favorites, if you've read his biography. Ingmar Bergman's The Virgin Spring. Rocco and His Brothers, which I believe was Rossellini.
The Virgin Spring was the Oscar winner for best. The Virgin Spring was the Oscar winner for best foreign language film, which beat out another film, which I was surprised, although they might have done an American release the next year. But the Palme d'Or winner, you haven't said yet.
Eyes Without a Face.
Nope.
No.
Italian.
La Dolce Vita.
Yes.
Mr. Fellini. Yes. And then you have movie history was made, even though I'm not a huge fan of this movie or most of his films. Maybe one day I will understand Godard, but Breathless was made this year, and it really did have a giant impact on, you name it. He kind of broke every rule possible, and it changed editing. It changed people's ideas of what the new wave could be. The realism didn't have to be grounded in the technicality of filmmaking, the way I think up until that point, it had been placed more realistically in terms of how you're going to experience the movies as well. So let's give it up for Mr. Godard, who only died like 2 years ago, 2024, three. I can't remember. He died not too long ago. He lived a long time.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of stuff worth seeing for sure.
A couple other movie facts. So The Apartment would win Best Film and Best Director for Billy Wilder. Best Actor would go to Burt Lancaster for Elmer Gantry. Elizabeth Taylor would win for Butterfield 8, although many people thought it was like a piece of generosity. What is the term they used? A sympathy award, because the film has a Metascore of 48, and she almost died from pneumonia. So she hadn't made a movie in a year, which was crazy for her because she's only about 30 in here. What'd you say?
I've never even heard of that.
Honestly, the only reason people would have heard about it is because of her. She plays like a socialite who has a relationship with a married man, and that goes bad. And so a lot of people were very surprised, and they thought it was like a generous gift of an Oscar, because Greer Garson, who had already won an Oscar, and our girl, we love Greer Garson. She might be in our Mount Rushmore. Greer Garson,
she's amazing. Yeah.
Won the Golden Globe drama Sunrise at Campobello, and Shirley MacLaine won for The Apartment in the comedy category. Elizabeth Taylor didn't win either of those, and then she would go on to win for Butterfield 8. Moving on, you have Peter Ustinov would win for Spartacus, Best Supporting Actor. Shirley Jones for Elmer Gantry, Best Supporting Actress. And anything else I want to say? Oh, I love doing these categories from the past. Leading Actor, apart from Trevor Howard from Sons and Lovers. I don't know Trevor Howard very well, but Burt Lancaster beat Jack Lemmon for The Apartment, Laurence Olivier for The Entertainer, and Spencer Tracy for Inherit the Wind. Fucking hell, you go back in these old times and it's like these categories are ridiculous. A couple other fun things too. Go ahead.
I'll throw out one more, because we still have never done one of his movies, though I love him and I think Jeff has enjoyed what he's seen. Mr. Ozu, how many masters made movies that year? Ozu made Late Autumn, which I have not seen that one either.
I just wish they all had very different titles so I can remember which ones I've seen. I've seen like early spring,
late spring,
and
early summer,
and late midwinter,
and Tokyo Story. I think those are the three we watched.
I can't remember. They're all fantastic. They're amazing. On September 30th.
Hold on, this is funny. Hold on, let me just read these out. From the late spring in 1949, this is his canon. The late spring, early summer, early spring, late autumn, the end of summer, and autumn afternoon. I mean, for real. There are some movies in between those, but those really were.
Like, at least Adele names her albums by her age, and Ed Sheeran goes by like divide, multiply, plus, minus. But like, that's crazy. How am I supposed to remember which one's which? Like, how am I supposed to remember?
It wasn't until like halfway, the last third of his career, he started fucking with us with those titles too. All the other ones are like normal.
He started going to dinner parties and people went, I love your movie. Late, was it early spring? No, late autumn. Fuck it. And he's just got sick at dinner parties and said, fuck it, I'm done with this. A couple fun like TV film news. The Flintstones premiered on ABC television in 1960. How about that?
Yabba dabba doo.
Yeah.
Yabba dabba doo. Elvis Presley returns to Hollywood to film G.I. Blues. How about that? Chubby Checker performed The Twist on the Dick Clark Show and started a worldwide dance craze.
Come on, baby.
Yeah. And then in this year, 1960, by the way, the McCarthy era was like 10 years before this. Dalton Trumbo, one of the Hollywood 10, receives full screenwriting credits for his work on Spartacus and Exodus, released in the United States on these dates, October 6th and December 16th, respectively. So he hadn't gotten his credits from movies he had made during the blacklist, but they said, oh no, you can actually write screenplays again here in 1960. 60. Fucking stupid. Anyway, The Misfits wrapped, which starred Marilyn Monroe and Clark Gable, which would be their final films, although Monroe was working on another one at the time of her death. And
Montgomery Clift.
I think we covered. Oh, Montgomery, she passed away. Was he in that movie, you mean?
He was, but he lived.
Okay, so he's not part of this. He's not part of this history, I guess, except for what you just added. Also, I just thought this was funny. The 33rd Academy Awards hosted by Bob Hope, who John still hosts. John still wishes Bob Hope could host every single Academy Awards from now on.
Or Billy Crystal.
I'm a Billy Crystal guy.
Sure.
Me too.
Somebody funny. Bring back somebody really funny.
A showman.
But you know what they do?
Yes.
They bring back Billy Crystal like 20 years after his final one, and then they like don't give him any help or advice, and then it's just not the same. And anyway, he did that. They brought him back one time, and they didn't set him up for success, and it was basically like a final hurrah. It was like a curtain call. And anyway, I wish they did it in a way that was like Jimmy Kimmel, where it's basically like if you do really well, you could do it every year, or Conan. Anyway,
is that the same around the same time they got Hugh Jackman in and then cut the budget so he had to use cardboard cutouts for his fucking intro?
Or was that part of the shtick because it was like, oh, there's a recession, and maybe it feels weird to hand out gold statues during the recession. My favorite part of that was
number was pretty great.
Not in today's America.
He goes, "The reader. I did not see the reader," and then they moved on. A little rude. Anyway, the 33rd Academy Awards. It was the first ever ceremony to be aired on
The Reader.
Yeah, the first awards ever aired on ABC television, which aired the Academy Awards since every year except for 1971 and 75, which were aired on NBC. Anyway, but also it was at the Santa Monica.
Since you're announcing that, did you guys read about where the Academy Awards will be?
Yeah, it's going to YouTube, bro.
2028?
It's going to YouTube, which is a big FU to, I know that we love money, but what a fuck you to Hollywood, where you look at this Netflix deal, where they said, we're not the biggest streamer, YouTube is. And that is their pitch for not being a monopoly. YouTube and TikTok are their biggest competitors if you want to blur the lines of what is a TV show, what is a movie, what is streaming, what is content.
I mean, by that reasoning, we're a TV show.
And the only thing I can say for the Academy Awards is, then why the fuck is no one watching?
Are you ready for the 5-hour show? No limits.
Yeah, but it's just going to be clips. How many things can we clip?
Exactly.
YouTube Shorts. Anyway, long story short, I just thought it was funny because they premiered at the Santa Monica Civic Auditorium. I just think that's a really funny venue for the Oscars. I know it's a big venue. It's 3,000 seats, but come on. Okay, world news. I said I would go quick, even though I wrote down a million things. But I'm going to go quick, I swear. This was the first ever live television presidential debate between John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon. The famous story for anybody that went to school in America is people who listened to this on radio thought Richard Nixon won the debate. People who saw it live on television thought John F. Kennedy won the debate, and he would go on to win the presidential election. And just to show you how much that matters right now, Donald Trump, during his last debate, literally said, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs, and this motherfucker still won. He also said he had concepts of a plan and proved that he didn't have a fucking plan for any goddamn thing, and nobody cared. It's a travesty. Cool.
He got Venezuela, though, didn't he?
Yeah. You're not getting buzzed for what you think you're getting buzzed for there.
The invention of the laser took place in 1960. Dave, you love lasers.
I love lasers.
It was by Theodore Memel.
Pilots don't.
It revolutionized various fields, including medicine and communications. The first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier was launched, the USS Enterprise. The world's first commercially produced birth control pill was introduced, and men were happy, and women said, but what about our hormones? Is it going to just ruin our bodies for men? And it's like, men said it was okay.
And the men said,
I don't know
yes, and.
But you know what I meant. Yes, and.
Probably it was a big part of women's lib, right?
Both things can be true.
Both
Two
things
can be true.
Yeah.
Two things can be true.
The intent behind it was good. The execution... Where's my pill? I'm a man. Where's my pill, right? I want to give me a chance.
They made one, apparently. It just
didn't work.
No, it works. No one's
Raise your hand if you
it.
consider getting a vasectomy at 18. No? You guys never?
No.
You never thought of, aren't they reversible? Come on, you guys.
Elizabeth, turn this off.
They are reversible.
Turn this off.
It's,
Elizabeth, turn this off. OPEC.
I mean, I've seen hard candy. No one's doing this shit to me.
Hard candy? Let me bring hard candy into this. OPEC was created, and its 12 members are. Can you name them? No, don't. Fuck it. I don't care. Moving on.
This week,
can you name them?
Okay, the words AAA battery, arcade game, cruise control, discotheque, fast food, golden oldie, hair gel, mayo, new wave, plant-based, pre-approved, reality check, rock star, soul food, theme park, valet parking, wide receiver, wigged out, and yeesh all appeared in print for the first time in 1960. Pretty good year.
And only 8 of those can be used for masturbation.
Do you think there was valet parking before it was put in print?
Yeah, what do they call it? Concierge parking? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Of course, all this shit probably existed, except, discotheque. It just came from a different country, right?
Discotheque.
Golden oldie. Anyway, okay. Here we go. Let's move on to just a little bit of wages, and then let's get on with this. You ready? Farmers made up 8.3% of the U.S. labor force. That's a different time. New York City monthly rents average $200, but you could still find housing for $100 or less.
If it's on
53 million households in the United States.
Wow.
And the average household of 3 people. 90% of American households had at least one TV. And 65% of Americans were churchgoers. I feel like the number went up after 1960, but that's just me. The average family income was $5,600, an increase of $200 or 4%, which is pretty good inflation if you ask me. For households headed by individuals 65 and older, the average annual income was only $2,900, but that's okay. You're 65 and over. That's why we have Social Security. You don't need to earn more than $2,900. In 1960, the Summer Olympics were held in August in Rome. And for the first time, they were televised live, but only to Europe and Canada, Japan, and the United States. But they were televised live for the first time here in 1960. To Kill a Mockingbird was published, and it was not in the top 10 by the end of the year of fiction novels.
Wow.
I don't want to do a lot of prices because it's hard to listen to movie podcasts and like hear prices and make any sense out of it. But apples were only 16 cents a pound. A gallon of gas was only 31 cents.
That's the fun one.
A cup of restaurant coffee was only 10 cents. McDonald's cheeseburgers were only 19 cents. Movie ticket was 69 cents. And then a new car on average was $2,600 and a new home was $12,000. The popular baby names this year.
I don't know if you actually have the data there, but how much was a pop filter in 1960?
Oh my God, I forgot to put my pop filter on. Oh my God, Dave, you got to do more work tonight. No, that was on me. I forgot to install my pop filter. That's why you're seeing my lips so clearly this time, reading these stats off on the YouTube channel that you're watching this on.
Yeah, you're really popping. Plosives are all over the place.
That's what she said. Okay. Popular baby names. The men names, guess what? You're both on
Popular.
No, you saw the second one.
I literally see my pop filter right there that I just didn't put on my microphone today.
Yeah,
David Michael
that's
James.
where the pop filler is. You said you put on.
I'm not fucking playing this game with you. David, Michael, John, James, and Robert were the boys' names. Really original year, I would say.
Dave, cheers. We both made it. We haven't both been on the list in a minute.
Yeah. Play you off, you guys. You chill out with your fucking popular names. Okay, and then the most popular baby names for ladies: Mary.
The most what?
Fuck you. Mary.
Say it.
Susan. Linda.
Yeah.
Karen.
Sure.
And Donna.
All biblical names. Yep.
I know women of that age who have those names. It all.
Do you guys know that Eastbound and Down, the famous Will Ferrell outtakes from Eastbound and Down?
Plumps.
And somehow his wife, her name changes from Beverly and to Donna, but he goes, "My wife Donna, I was on top of her." So whenever I see Donna, I think of Will Ferrell being on top of her.
Daddy.
That she is mad at me because she does not like it. Okay.
God, so funny.
This is weird to me. The average life expectancy at birth in the United States was 52 years old. I mean, we're fucked. 52 was the average life expectancy in 1960? That doesn't seem right.
I mean, in the 60s, I'd already be dead.
I mean, honestly, we've said this a million times. If I was
that actress turned 21 in the movie, you guys. I don't know if anybody thought she was 21 when you heard the birthday song.
Don't even get me started. I was also looking at our DP, Otto, I forget his last name, and he shot the original Alfie with Michael Caine, who was only like 32 in that movie. And I looked at that and I went, holy shit, I would have been dead in 1960.
Yes.
Anyway, Hopefully you followed me there.
Wow.
Popular holiday gifts, Chatty Cathy, a Ken doll, Barbie's Dream House, the Whammo, Super Ball, the Easy Bake Oven, Hot Wheels, G.I. Joe, and Light Bright, which I had some of those. 1960.
I didn't know most of those toys were out in 1960. Yeah, dude, I had no idea.
You know what else? The Susie Homemaker. Get that for your 4-year-olds and
that
tell them
makes
what their
sense.
place is.
Yeah.
Okay, let's round. I'm almost done here. The most popular musical artists, Chubby Checker. We already talked about. The Twist came out this year.
Hell yeah.
Brooke Benton, Brenda Lee, Bobby Rydell. I don't know who any of those people are. And then number 1.
Bobby Rydell, we know him.
Bobby Darin, the number 1 most popular musical artist from this year. I went with 6 because I wanted to have Rawhide on the list, which came in at number 6. But the most popular television shows, starting at number 5 now, The Real McCoys, The Andy Griffith Show, Have Gun Will Travel, CBS, Wagon Train, and the number 1, Gunsmoke. So definitely a lot of guns going on here. And then, of course, guys, as usual,
TV is cheap.
As usual, we're going to end our segment with 15 food and beverage trends. Food and beverage trends that were popular in 1960. I'm going to start with a drum roll and end with a drum roll.
Already.
Do it.
By 15, I meant 12. So number 12 is Tunnel of Fudge Cake, and number 11 is Tang. The fuck? Why are you buzzing me?
Lying to us.
Tunnel of Fudge Cake and Tang did not make the top 10.
What? Astronauts were drinking Tang.
Here we go. The top 10 food and beverage trends in 1960. Number 10, Swedish meatballs. The drum roll's not working for me. Did you hear it?
No. Oh, I know why. I'll fix that later.
Okay. Number 9, Steak Diane. I feel like, is that anything like Dirty Diana? No. Number 8, soul food. Just all soul food, I guess. Number 7, salad bars. Big food trend.
They ate the whole salad bar?
All of them. Just all the bars. Number 6, Japanese steakhouses. Yeah. Japanese steakhouses. Number 6. Number 5.
Then? Benihana started back then?
Hey, I don't know what to tell you. Number 5, iceberg wedge salad. An iceberg wedge salad. Question: Did that iceberg wedge salad
blue cheese or Russian dressing? What are you going with on your iceberg wedge?
I'm from the Northeast, so blue cheese. I'm assuming you like Russian because you're from the South.
Hey, either one. It's all good.
Why are you pretending to have an Italian accent now? All of a sudden?
I'll put some nice Italian dressing on that.
Well, I don't even know what accent that was. A little bit of New York in general there. Keep going.
Number 4, Frida Kaplan's exotic fruits.
What?
Just Frida Kaplan's exotic fruits. No one else's.
But specifically kiwis. Number 3, fondue.
Sure, yeah.
I used to go to the melting pot, and I just thought everything was a fondue. It was great.
I saw someone set their curtains on fire once at a fondue party.
Yeah, did y'all's parents have a very dangerous at-home fondue maker like my parents had?
Well, no, my friends did, and they set fire to the house.
No. Oh.
Yep.
Well, the only thing dangerous in John's house is his microwave, so I would stay away from that. Number 2, buffalo wings. Buffalo wings.
Wow.
Really big in number 2. Hey, football, there was no NFL yet. This is just the National Football League champion. There's no, sorry, yeah, you know what I mean.
No, I don't know.
We were not in the Super Bowl era.
Oh.
And number 1, food and beverage trend. Beef Wellington, a returning champion as well there. Beef Wellington is our number 1 food trend for me.
I don't know if I can back on that.
Good.
Okay, well, anyway, I hope this segues
well. You don't like beef Wellington?
I don't even know what it is. I've never eaten it.
Well, your country's oppressors, the British. It is a traditional.
That's probably why I've never eaten it.
A seared beef tenderloin coated with mushroom paste, wrapped in puff pastry and baked. You've never seen that at like an old school like buffet or something like that?
I think somebody
that sounds leathery as fuck.
Somebody who's like a mentee of the guy from Hell's Kitchen, Gordon Ramsay, he set the world record recently for the biggest beef Wellington of all time. He wrapped this fucking enormous. It's a really good video.
Yeah, people died.
He wrapped an enormous beef Wellington, and it's all in like a croissant kind of like puff pastry. But he wrapped it a million ways, so it looks like a fucking ho ho, and it looks inedible but also delicious at the same time. John's looking it up. I see his eyes. He can't wait.
Well,
world's largest beef Wellington.
Yeah, if you're talking about what the God damn it, what the fuck is his name? I'm kind of obsessed with this guy.
We can't cut the segment
down.
Yeah, right. This is for us. This is the one for you, one for us.
I feel like I should point out, like, Jeff texted me, it's like, do we need to cut that segment down and then came at us with a fucking list a mile long of stuff?
I know. It flies for me because it's when the alcohol starts hitting.
Let me help.
What is his name, you guys? God damn it. Anyway, whatever. It's the chef. He was a British chef, and he is kind of obviously, when you look at his look and hear his style and everything, I think the Jeremy Allen White character is loosely based on him. He was the first chef to get 3 stars in the UK in like the 80s, I think. Anyway, the fuck is his name? God damn it.
And it's not Gordon Ramsay?
No, Gordon worked for him. That's where Gordon started. He started in his kitchen. God damn it.
And so it's this guy's fault?
His name was Satan.
Was it Joel McHale?
Marco Pierre White.
Joel McHale?
Sounds like Satan.
Marco Pierre White. He is so good, you guys. I recommend watching all of his YouTube videos. It's awesome.
Is he still alive?
He's still going, baby. Because he retired at like 30 after he won the stars. He was like, I have nothing else to prove. And he just stopped. And then now, every now and then he'll pop up and he does like cooking videos and stuff, or he'll do a sponsorship. But that guy got 3 stars by like 29 and just retired.
But where does the money go? I hope he gets some good residuals. Like, hopefully
selfish.
He gets he's got like a little stream.
I don't know. Watch his videos though. It's like ASMR meets delicious cooking.
Actually, that's a genius thing, because they always say once you get a star, it's like the worst thing in the world to be demoted. Like nothing is worse than being demoted. And then you get 2 stars. Nothing's worse than going back to 1.
There are videos, if anybody gives a shit about this, there are videos of Gordon as just a nobody, in his kitchen. And he's fucking screaming at Gordon Ramsay. He's making that guy fucking like cry. He ran a tight kitchen. Yeah, he yelled at everyone. But 3 stars, baby. 3 stars.
Remember I went to a 3-star restaurant, and then thanks to the Trump tariffs and the exchange rate and a new year, it was 40% more expensive than I was planning on it being when I actually got there.
You got off easy.
So good.
Okay. I'll never forget it, though. It's a memorable meal. I'll never forget it.
All right, let's talk about a movie.
Peeping Tom. Let's talk about Dave's favorite movie, Peeping Tom. I'm so surprised. When this movie started, I was like, Dave's going to hate this movie. And then later I was like, this fucking movie's amazing. So I don't know. I can't wait to talk to you guys about it. Peeping Tom, directed by Michael Powell, who actually had a couple hits in the 40s. So it's funny because he's not like an up and coming avant-garde filmmaker making one of the best premier, I guess, avant-garde violent, movies, but also not that violent the whole time, but about subject matter that's really tempestuous, but really metaphoric about filmmaking, and comparing it to Obsession with Psycho. This movie does so well now. Am I giving it my review right now? I haven't even introduced the movie yet. This movie plays so well now to women. I'm making the joke about the Nat Brigats, like, who watches all these murderer shows? My wife, your wife, everyone's wife, but like women and men that just love serial killer shows. This is about a Peeping Tom.
I'm pretty sure mine watches them for ideas.
Jesus.
At some point I'm going down.
Who is a filmmaker who, we'll talk about the story, but basically partly thanks to his father, stalks. He's a voyeur, and he has a weird fetish for like the Peeping Tom trope for stalking people, but in this case in a murderous way. But he also films it all, and he wants to make this film masterpiece. And he's willing to kill to get the most extreme, real, raw reactions from people, which in his belief is fear. I mean, the parallels to contemporary life, I can't believe how well this movie plays today. Fuck you both for not giving it a gold star, by the way. Fuck you both. And jeez. Came out in 1960. And how good is it, guys, that it stars somebody with a German accent in 1960? I mean, come on. It's so good. Like a British film with a German accent, probably still with a lot of people who are still pissed about World War II. I thought that was great. Anyway, Michael Powell directed this, written by Leo Marks, produced by Albert Fennell, shot by Otto Heller, who I talked about before, who shot the original Alfie. And I'm going to read the IMDb description, as I always do, before sending it on its way to see what you guys think, what you feel. No stuffy criticism. We're a drinking show. We're not the New York Times. What did you think? What did you feel about 1960s Peeping Tom? So I have to
I'll go first.
Wait, hold on. I haven't read my IMDb description. A young man. Oh, I saw this on Canopy, by the way. Thank you guys for helping me figure that out. Canopy. It's also apparently streaming on Roku channel and Tubi. A young man murders women using a movie camera to film their dying expressions of terror. What'd you guys think? What'd you feel? John, take it away.
I mean, Michael Powell and what is Pressburger's first name? Powell and Pressburger.
Who
they made films together, right? It was Michael Powell and Emmerich Pressburger, and you may know some of their previous titles. How about The Red Shoes? How about Black Narcissus? How about the 49th Parallel? Or perhaps, oh my goodness, Colonel Blimp. What's the name of that title? God damn it. The Life and Death of Colonel Blimp. I mean, these people have all, at this point in their career, they had already made what a lot of critics and the BFI and everything had considered masterpieces. So but they often worked together. And something I wish I would have looked up, which I'm sure I'll just scream out at some point in this, was did Pressburger, why did they stop working together? Was he dead by this point? Does anybody know that? Did he retire? Why did he not make this movie with Michael Powell?
I'll look it up.
Anyway, yeah, feel free to look it up while I just chit-chat for a very brief second. What you quickly realize with a great, out of a lot of their canon, these men seemed to find the balance between commercial subject matter and like expressive, almost sometimes impressionistic style filmmaking, but their colors are so saturated and they play with the way that like they want you to know you're watching a movie often. It's not totally grounded in realism in any way. In I think what they would argue is a more effective way to communicate some edgy subject matter sometimes. It's not just for the aspect of surreal stuff when they're trying to do, maybe dissolves over an image and things like that. I think the way that they chose to tell stories, and this is a really good example because it's such intense subject matter. And if they had tried to make this with like gritty, brutal, new wave realism, I don't think it would have had any commercial success. I think it would have really struggled. It would have terrified people. The fact that it's heightened by the way that they tend to color and shoot their films and this expressive kind of melodrama almost style to the way that they told it, the performances, I think it lent itself to being in that place that I think a lot of older movies had, and in 1960, they did not necessarily hold on to successfully, where movies almost felt like dreams. There was something not realistic about it, but it was still able to communicate the point, whatever was behind it. And I think this movie is such a good example of that. And you're starting to have movies like Psycho and The Apartment that are moving away from that, but are still made by commercial directors, Alfred Hitchcock, Billy Wilder. I just feel like this one is still sitting in that place where when I watch this, you know that normal human beings don't act the way that they act in this movie. And yet there's still something that is so gorgeous and expressive. And the subject matter is so thought out. Correct. I feel like the writing and everything about the way that they told this story was so thought out that you believed that there is a version in the world of cinema as a dream, like old Hollywood style storytelling, that they pulled it off. I still believed it, even though I know that if this story was actually happening, I don't know if it would have played out in the way it did. And yet that didn't detract from me. And maybe that is what you hated so much about it, Dave. But I felt like that disassociation was the only reason this movie was allowed to be seen by people. Otherwise, it would have been so fucking grotesque that I don't know if anybody would have watched it in 1960. It was so horrific.
Yeah, I mean, that
really
wasn't
quick, it's
it. Yeah.
They broke up because of creative differences. That simple. That's it. Sorry,
and
Dave,
do you have the date when or the movie that they stopped?
57, right before Peeping Tom. Although I think they started working on it around the same time. Sorry, Dave, go ahead.
Okay, cool. Anyway,
yeah, it was probably
I really did like it.
Don't do that film, and they were like, "No, I'm doing the film."
Yeah.
I do find it funny.
Wanted to adapt novels, and Michael Powell wanted pure cinema, original things.
Cool. I noticed the background that John picked tonight. It does have the X rating on this.
Yeah.
And
was it banned in the US? Was it banned?
I don't know if it was banned in the US. I know in Australia it got an SOA rating, which is suitable for adults only, as the original R18+. And then in the 80s, when everyone stopped caring about what the kids watched, they downgraded it to an M rating. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Right.
But again, like delivery and expression wise, that kind of makes sense. It's not that scary, but subject matter wise, holy shit.
Yeah, if you stop and think about it, it's a little, I mean, I want to say I was probably a little hard on this, so I'm going to go upper level to.
Oh my God, he's already
okay.
up. He's already up
to an okay. It was okay. And it was okay because of the middle of the film for me. Like, I did not like the beginning. I thought the end was naff. And like oh my God, I'm so stressed. I'm going to flop on the the cupboard dramatically. I don't like that shit. Get it out of there. But the middle of this is where this movie shined for me, because I feel like that first detective scene where they're talking about like engaging the detectives and they start kind of investigating. If they'd had that at the beginning and this whole thing was like a cat and mouse where they were just getting closer, and it gave you something to kind of focus on, it gave you a little ticking clock, gave you some consequence. But at the beginning, there was just no consequence. It's like, oh well, I've killed once, I'm going to kill again. And how sloppy is this fucking guy too? Like, he kills like where he works. Like, that's what got Buffalo Bill caught.
Dave, he knew he was going to get caught, though. You're saying it that, but he didn't know he was going to get caught when he killed at work.
But it was, I mean, you can't not know. But he
knew. He literally the next day
he
said,
did say,
I'm not going to be
remember,
here
and remember, he has that one lovely speech when he's directing his actress, and he says
he was good.
something about, and this madman knows he's a madman and is willing to kill despite the consequences.
That was probably the only speech that got me back in.
But she doesn't. And that's what makes it good.
That's the only thing that got me back in after that whole dance number that happened there. Because the dance number, that was like, once they introduced the whole film aesthetic and everything, and he was using the set, I got a little more interested. The cops made me a little more interested. But that dance number was he's just dancing around. I was like, yeah, I hope this changes.
Are you kidding me? I loved that dance sequence. I was watching that and I was like, this is one of my favorite scenes I've ever seen. Yeah, Dave.
I remember thinking, I was like, I wonder if Jeff's going to pull in his fiancée to watch this one.
That's so funny. She was watching something else, and I literally like snapped my fingers and not like that, but I just like pointed to the screen, and
you don't have a broken jaw.
I was listening to my amazing headphones, which have great sound and really good 3D sound, because there were a lot of times where I was like, "This sound is amazing," and she was watching it without music and loved it. Guys, that dance sequence is fucking awesome, but it's for all the. Can I just warm up, please? And it's just like, I just think it's amazing. We've already seen the film, like, filmmakers warm up their film, like all the fucking things that they do to load film and stuff. And so here's this actress who wants to get frightened and she just dances like that. Also, it's the 60s. I thought that sequence was fucking brilliant. That made it for me. And at the beginning where he kills and then they do the title scroll after he kills the first time. And then it's not that there's no consequences. It's just that why would you think it makes no sense that he kills her. So of course, like, he's not going to get caught right away. I totally bought that. There's not a second that I didn't buy it.
Yeah, I mean,
it was weird how slow it was.
I didn't. Like, I thought the cops should have been introduced earlier to just have that ticking clock element, because he was just wandering around doing weird dialogue.
I feel like
you wanted a detective story, and that's definitely not what this is.
I don't know if I wanted a detective story. I just wanted a little more like impending consequence.
Look, I don't know. I didn't know he was going to die at the end of those. You should probably guess in a thing like this, it's not going to end well for the protagonist of a movie called Peeping Tom. But I didn't think he was going to have no consequences. I just thought they were going to be a little patient with it, and maybe the cops were full out like bumbling and fumbling, and I totally was on board with it. For me, it was just like, it's very slow. There's not a lot happening. Why is this person? I didn't know what the plot was. Okay, so he just like films people in their death. It's in the description. He does it pretty clearly very early on. But what? And like halfway through the movie, there's still no what. But I'm so captured away by the themes, and I still don't even know what the themes are, to be specific, to be honest. Like, I still don't even know what they are. But I was so swept away by them, especially once you got to that dance sequence, which you probably knew she was going to die.
The themes are what won me over.
Sequence, I just thought it was stunning. The way it was filmed, the score. I thought the score is incredible. And again, this came out the same year as Psycho. And when the score opened and it said like original percussion song by whatever, and I was like, what the fuck? Why did that get a billing at the top of this movie? And then you get to that sequence and it's like, oh my God, this is so good. You do that whole thing, and then she has to stand still and then she can't get scared. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was so well done.
I think the most interesting I think we should just go ahead and put it out there. I don't think we're, if you haven't seen this movie yet, turn it off and you should watch it.
Yeah.
The most interesting directive, this movie would have been much less interesting to me if the character who we're introduced to as a psychotic murderer is beginning to try to express himself to himself, but then as he falls in love with this woman, he begins to acknowledge that he has an issue that he wants to solve. Guys, when was the last time
oh my God, when
a murder story was about somebody who didn't want to be a murderer? I'm trying to think of one.
But like, also there's so many red flag moments that just go ignored.
Well, that girl was not very perceptive of that creep in the room with her, was she?
Totally true, but you know what? It's new wave. 21 is young, considering she definitely felt more mature than that. But you know, they're in a city, and she was making the moves on him. She was everything he did was fucking interesting. There's nobody else that does any of this stuff. He's obsessed. How many men are just? But even all those other men were boring, right? You listen to those other you listen to the friends, you listen to the other people in the building that were interested in her, and they were boring. And here's this guy that has a passion, you know, and it was just so interesting. And I bought it. No, I'm not saying it's perfect, but.
I do know what you mean, but I also think that that's exactly kind of the bullseye for what I was talking about with that kind of expressive style of filmmaking. It's almost like back when you used to be able to say Hollywood movies aren't necessarily grounded in total realism, you could have a constant suggestion of what if this woman were to be attracted to this kind of man, and you believe it. Like there's this question that's posed to you because it's not necessarily played out in reality, but it doesn't matter. It was more interesting that she was invested in him, and that this weird, unusual person was somehow going to be pulled into, you know, a relationship with somebody. I just feel like that's the kind of thing that is hard to do nowadays because we expect such intense realism. You can't suggest an unbelievable what if without having all the backstory and everything right there ready to go. How much more interesting was the story because of her and her mother, right? Like there's no. Anyway, I just felt like that was
actually it's funny because when they introduced the the thing shining on their face, and that intrigued me. I'm like, what is that? Like, because I thought it was just here. I didn't guess it in a million years. That they got me with that one.
That was good.
I did really guess it, but it was still what I wanted it to be because again, the dialogue when he explains what the most horrifying thing he could ever imagine showing someone is to experience their own fear. But that's a concept. The end of that sentence is what scared me so much. When I realized his murder weapon, I wanted them to see themselves as they were dying so that their fear would escalate all the way up to death. The scream would never stop because they had to look at it going into their throat. And I mean, the detail of that is what's so disturbing to me.
That one's pretty fucked up.
The idea of it is less disturbing.
Is that more fucked up though? And I think part of the reason that the directors we love from the 70s who were learning to make films in the 60s, Michael Powell played the father in the flashbacks and his actual son played the young Mark in this movie.
See, the flashbacks were some of the high points for me. I love some of that stuff.
Such a creepy reel, wasn't it? That reel he showed her.
And I love how the man, the director we know, to be blurry when he, like his new wife or whatever is filming and he gives the present to the boy. Yeah. And like the dad's blurry and he runs back and he focuses it.
All right, this is a kind of movie that, and I feel like we've had this conversation.
I just want to point out, he ran back and focused that from the front. He's fucking good.
Like the dad you're talking about?
Yeah. He's walked up the camera. He's in focus. Whoa, man, that dude, he had marks. He definitely had marks
Michael
on that.
Powell, he knew how to do it. We've had this conversation before, but it can still be fresh here. Sometimes you look back in history and you think people didn't used to curse, they didn't used to fuck, they didn't used to do drugs. Bullshit, right? We had the code, we had all these things in pop culture that restrained people from expressing all the things that they've always done since the beginning of time. That great scene in The Holdovers when he's walking them around in antiquity museums and he's like, you see that? What does it look like? It's fucking pornography, bitch, because people have been fucking since the beginning of time. This kind of movie, what you were saying, Jeff, about the directors of the 1970s. By the way, Thelma Schoonmaker married Michael Powell, and they were married in the 80s. And so people like Scorsese, who we think of as the most edgy.
For anybody listening.
Yes. People who eventually made movies on the edge of intense realism or using high expression to evoke, to be able to deal with R-rated, adult, X-rated material, violence, sex, you name it. You see a movie like this that got the X, so it didn't necessarily play worldwide. And it reminds you that it's not just great artists like Michael Powell who are thinking about these things. When it got to that scene at the very end, in the climax, and he is declaring to the love of his life, I am never going, don't let me see you scared, because I will become so turned on that I'm going to want to murder you. Let me show you what I mean, if you didn't already understand the context of why I'm so fucked up. And he presses play on all the sounds his dad recorded of children in fear. I mean, that is fucking crazy. That was something that would happen in a movie made today, right? That is extremely fucked up.
Think about the parallels of filmmaking as a metaphor, which I'm not saying justifies children screaming and anything that could possibly be sexual, but that think about today, where if anything exciting or terrible happens, you want to get your camera and film it, which is what he doesn't just want to see it and witness it. He wants to film it, right? When all these other people are watching people and they're horrified by what they're seeing, he wants to film the reactions of it. So the film metaphors are awful. And I forget if it's the Scorsese documentary or if it's a podcast I was listening to where they ask Thelma Schoonmaker, like, was Scorsese actually like intimidated by her husband? Was it weird? Was it like, was there competitive? Like, did you ever feel like that was a part of it? And she was like, once or twice. Yeah, for sure. Like, because this guy, he sacrificed his career. This movie came out in Britain first, and after 5 days, the feedback was so bad they pulled it from theaters, and then the American release is probably. I do think it was delayed in America. I don't know the stories, the way of something like what was the Kubrick movie, The Clockwork Orange, but. I mean, he went for it, but Dave, back to what you're saying before, which is also so fucked up, and which is why it's like it's hard to get there, but. He was planning on filming his death the whole time. That was always going to be him. The flashes, the cameras, the still photograph, while also like he was going to die, and that was finishing his father's work. So basically, he's like, this obsession was planned into me, but like as the artist, my final masterpiece is going to be my death. And it was like all this excitement, all of this was leading to that the whole time. I don't know what to make of that per se, but I just thought it was sensationally done. Even
it's funny that you have that, like one of your reactions has like real world comparisons. Like this week there was that big fire on New Year's at the club in Switzerland, and they got footage out of the club, and someone filmed the roof catching fire, and then panned around, and there's 20 other people while the roof is burning, standing there with their phones filming it.
Yeah.
And it's like,
a
lot of those people died.
Well, I'm sure they're like, well, we can't help. What can we do? We're not firefighters, so we're totally fine just standing here and filming.
But it's also just that fascination with I have to capture this moment. And like, there's definitely a parallel in this. But this one, actually, they mentioned that this is certain interviews and stuff. They mentioned that this is one of the first films to treat the camera not as a neutral recorder, but as an actual participant in harm. As well, it was like the first time it was done.
I think my favorite, the line that I think is going to stick with me, because I'm not fucking Michael Powell, but I write screenplays and I make movies, and
damn, dude,
I would only be so lucky. Thelma, what's up? He's long dead.
Would be so
R.I.P. Michael Powell. Jesus Christ. I write and make movies in this vein. I write dark material, I try to make dark material.
Shocking.
And I've read Stephen King talk about this a lot, about how like that weird conflict you have of like, God, am I fucked up for wanting to like trying to express these things that scare me the most, like these terrible things that could happen to me or to other people, to children, to women, to the, when she was watching the final film, that line that came out of her mouth where she said, tell me this is a film. Tell me this is not what I think it. Tell me this is not documentary.
Yeah.
Tell me this is just something you were working on.
Yeah.
And that
what the difference
was where the bomb really dropped to me, where it's like, when you really look at the arc of how his gestation into this murderer, his father may have began running those experiments, but his father definitely began this cycle.
Yeah.
At some point in his life, he decided, I want to kill myself. And I want to observe my ultimate fear, but the only way I'm going to do that is if I drive myself to that by observing the ultimate fear of these women. And just somewhere in the middle of that, where she had to be the person to clarify and make us remember and make us question. Tell me I can suspend my belief and that this isn't real. I mean, that was it. Just immediately, I just love when movies, again, they want you to know you're watching a movie. When he was working alone, apparently, but certainly when they were working together. And in that moment, I was reminded, like, this is a movie. He's telling me it's a movie, and I feel like guilty for even watching it now.
Yeah, well,
So, really good.
And I think that's the reason that it wasn't like so popular in cinemas, because like the audience was not ready to have that fucking lens turned on themselves.
Exactly. Yes, dude. I think so too. I totally agree. With Psycho, let's just compare because I think it's such a good comparison. You still had distance. Hitchcock very famously like destroyed your concept of structure. If you were a moviegoer in 1916, you were like, wait, hold on a second. Now the movie feels weird because it doesn't feel like a movie because the lead character just died. And I'm going to watch this. I'm going to slowly watch the murderer become the protagonist. Sure. And then you had this other movie where this is happening. It's just, this one in a way, I think is even more evocative and disturbing and mature. This was like, again, it got its X rating. If this came out today, this would have been a very edgy rated R movie. No, it's like, come on.
Dude, they don't seriously, they don't show any blood. They pretty much don't show the kills. Like, this is a PG film, but it's fucking,
somebody could
make
this
terrifying.
movie. Somebody could make this movie today, though, for a low budget.
Dave. There was nudity
on their iPhone.
There's partial nudity.
One of the first British films to have nudity. Okay, partial nudity.
Did you guys get creeped out when you were like, this opening scene? Even this movie, I think, has another layer when you're watching post iPhone days because now everybody has a camera in their hand. When he opened with that. Not an easy movie or a quiet camera, and not a quiet camera to hold inside your trench coat as you approach someone, right? It really creeps me out nowadays because I know for a fact, I'm not saying that there are a bunch of serial killers out there filming their victims, but I know that there are creeps out there that are filming women.
Yeah, there are. I mean, so I've seen some
in public
because I'm one of them
all the time. Oh, Jesus!
But also, not to be political, but this is how you know that Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all of those, this is how you know that they're full of shit, is because there are mass terror events that are filmed live and live streamed, and they remove them immediately. And so whenever there's other stuff, it's like, why is there all this hate? And it's like, we tried to get rid of it. And it's like, yeah, but you're really good at getting rid of the terror stuff really quickly, because they are filmed. There are filmed. That I don't want to even mention any because it's not worth it, but like there are terror events that were filmed on live stream.
Yeah, I mean, there's been shootings filmed on TV. Right? Back in the 90s, there was a website that got notoriety because they showed absolute like gore and death in videos and photos on the website, and people flocked to it in droves. Like, what's the attraction there? It's like my workmates will come.
Show the public hangings. What, you think we were going to stop doing that because we're sophisticated? No, we're not sophisticated.
It's like the guys at work when there's a shooting and they're just caught on video. They're rushed to show you to it. It's like, I don't want to see this.
Nobody wants to admit.
Gen Z hasn't experienced.
I really don't want to fucking see it
on the internet, have they? That was like 2000s fucked up.
Yeah.
What was the name of that site?
Let's not mention them.
Rotten.com.
Okay, let's mention it. Fuck it. Yeah.
I don't know. Was that the site? I don't know if
that was the site. I think that still exists too.
I'm sure it does. But anyway, what we're saying is like we're talking about it right now. That's how evocative this stuff is.
Increase your ratings. I'm hearing you guys both just want to increase.
Come on.
What do you mean? No. Why were you giving the? What the fuck?
I just want to give credit to. You cannot watch or experience art in its entirety without even if something is timeless and it's well done, blah, blah, blah. I don't think you can experience it in its entirety without trying to put yourself in the space of people who were experiencing it when it was presented to them. This was not on video, folks. You had to go to a fucking movie theater and see this, and only certain countries even played it.
Yeah.
So to imagine this kind of material coming at you on a 60-foot screen, no one had seen anything like this before, with all the details of how we're describing it. I mean, that
not a gold star. Why? Come on! Let's go!
I moved once. I'm not moving again.
I don't know, Dave. You want to so bad.
I mean,
is it weird though? Do you think this is more evocative than Psycho because Psycho was about mommy issues, but this was about daddy issues?
Hell no.
This is absolutely more evocative than Psycho.
I know.
For me.
I know. Do you think it's because Psycho is about mommy issues, but this is about daddy issues, and daddy issues famously more evocative?
Well, ask that question another way. Yeah, why did Psycho not get a fucking X rating? No. But you're kidding. But I think there's something to say there. Why were they allowed to show it worldwide, and this movie got a fucking X?
Because this movie had
because they didn't have an
easy sell.
They didn't have a major studio behind them to pay for the extra rating from the MPAA.
But there wasn't nudity.
This movie had nudity. Yes, there was. Yes, there was. Were you not paying attention?
What partial nudity? What?
Yeah,
you saw
the studio. The studio was Anglo amalgamated. Isn't that just shorthand for a group of white guys?
When he goes back to that place and they're upstairs, she totally is kind of backwards. It's a weird angle, but you totally see her.
I don't think I caught that.
No,
and I saw that Dave, on Canopy. No, 100%. You really didn't.
Wait, when he kills, when he goes back to the.
Yeah, he kills
what's her name? Velma?
Yes, but she is. Really, guys, come on.
I didn't see it.
You see some hip.
No.
She's in like a sheer.
No, you see it. You see it. I promise. Go look at the rating.
Okay. So there are boobs in this movie, and that's why I got an X.
Correct.
Oh,
and it's also literally. I'm looking at the IMDb trivia, and the IMDb trivia says this is the first quote unquote mainstream video. It's only mainstream movie. It's only mainstream for 5 days before it was pulled. The first mainstream British movie to have nudity.
Well, let's give it up for Pamela Green, the first woman to.
Yeah.
Boy, did they fucking run with it after that.
Anyway,
wow, I did not.
I want to share my favorite quotes. Are you guys ready? I only have 4 of them. 3.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Number 1 is that first guy in this little like nudie store that the guy was like, that our main protagonist was like, I don't know, taking pictures of models for. He goes, "I've heard you have some views." And he goes, "Oh," and then he like buys the pictures, and it's like they put it in something that says like respectable
educational material. Yeah.
And then as soon as he leaves, the proprietor says to our protagonist, "Well, he won't be doing the crossword tonight." How good is that? I also have to say, there's a character named Mr. Jarvis. Tell me Mr. Jarvis isn't the most British name of all time. Mr. Jarvis. So British.
Jarvis is pretty, yeah.
Last but not least, I'm going to go fucking insane that the police officer guy kept saying, "Take a memo," instead of saying, "Take a memo." When he kept saying, "Take a memo," I was about to go insane. That's it. Do you guys have any favorite quotes you want to shout out to lighten up the ending of our conversation here?
I was going to reference the comedy and with the nude photos. That was definitely hilarious. And
it was
really great.
The girls were hilarious.
Not a comedy scene, but we have not talked about the amazing scene where her blind mother is in his film room waiting for him. The tension in that scene was so unusual because it didn't lead to a murder.
Yep.
It didn't lead to any reveal. Almost. She was just there.
But he still had his phallic knife come up. His phallic knife.
I love the line.
That kind of lent to, what did she just say? Like that kind of moment.
Yeah. So one of my favorite lines was not comedic or even necessarily playing to the themes of this movie, but when she said, "Blind people live in the rooms above them."
Yeah, that was good.
Or something, but she, they hear anything that they're here. Of course, you knew exactly what we were talking about. And it took me back to one of my other favorite lines when she said, "I never trust a man who notices like the volume of his footsteps," or something like that. Like, do you remember when she said that? Like he's aware of the volume of his footsteps. I was like, "Ugh." Like, I knew exactly what she meant. Like that guy's like he's hiding something, right?
I've had those fuckers live above me. That's for sure.
It's weird.
I wish I had fucking quiet people that lived above me.
I will say, no director in the history of film has ever screamed something as clean as "Ye gods."
That guy was hilarious. That guy was so funny. He was fantastic. I just want to call out, because Jeff, you loved the dance sequence so much. Have you ever seen The Red Shoes? Because that's her, dude.
I haven't seen it, no.
Oh my God, she's such a beautiful dancer. And
I tried to get us to talk about that once.
Is that a dance movie? Because I feel like I have a friend who watches like only
it is the ultimate. So it's the backstage movie. It's the performer's movie, and she's the lead in it. We should totally watch it next time we can. 1948, I think. Anyway, I loved this movie, you guys. I'm so glad we did it. none of us had even heard of this fucking thing, right?
Yeah, no. I love the middle of this.
Guys, I started looking up this movie.
You're right, Dave. The middle's great.
And it led to like the worst pop-ups of all time for me. Like Peeping Tom movie, it was hard.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Great.
Yeah, you really got to check what you're clicking on.
Not great for me.
Hold on, wait. I just want to pay homage to Dave, what you're saying. Act 2 is the hardest part of any movie. To direct, to write, to really get a grip on tonally when you're editing. Like, how quickly do we pace this thing? What's happening here? Are we moving story fast enough? That's quite a compliment that you're giving it. And I still in the context of you didn't love the way it wrapped up or the way it began. I know that's a problem, but you were gripped when you were basically watching his character develop and the consequences of his actions build tension.
Yeah.
And the relationship around him and his weird apartment house thing like unfold. I mean, that is saying something that you felt yourself lean forward in the middle of a movie. I mean, that's good.
It took me, I want to say, 3 goes to get through the first half hour.
3 goes?
Yeah.
3
Jesus.
goes? Good thing you have
It's an hour and a half. This movie's like, how long is this movie?
Yeah.
All right, well, anyway.
We did it, guys.
Go get a Canopy subscription or just go ahead and rent it, and who knows where that money goes anymore. But come on. Peeping Tom.
Let's go.
But we're going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. And guess what, guys? The next episode,
the big one,
is episode number 300.
It's going to be a big one. By the way, wait, really fast. I want to ask you guys a question. As movie cinephile, people who watch a movie once a week, we've seen new, we've seen old. For some reason today, I really thought about it with this one. Do you guys dig how older movies do credits at the beginning so that when a movie is over, you're out of there?
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Do you think George Lucas did it right? And now we have hours of fucking end credits. And
No. I think it should be like pharmaceutical commercials where it's like, just click the link and go if you want to look these people up.
But do you like him at the beginning or at the end? Because these old movies,
at the beginning. And also, most movies nowadays kind of do both. They do something at the beginning. They don't do like full credits, but they do like studios.
There's also like the art of opening credits, right? Like, do we show it with some footage? Do we show it before footage? Is there an overture? Like,
or does the music play and it like helps us pass the time while we kind of sync it? Like church, there's a prelude at every church service, right? To help you kind of settle.
Pretty good. This one really got me though. I just wanted to, anyway. All right,
it was cool where it ended and it just ended. What I don't love is when you watch it on an app or a service and they just immediately start another movie afterwards. Because if there's no credits, then all of a sudden you're watching a movie you never heard of and you're like, what the fuck just happened? But
so guys, we're not doing anything special, right? We're just going to roll it and 300 will be whatever movie comes next.
Well, hopefully Dave has rigged it to come up to the year, is it 2008, where the movie 300 is on the list, or what? Or is that 2007?
No, that's 2006.
We are beginning our 7th year.
7th year.
Is it 7 years?
Yeah.
We are coming up on the beginning our 7th year. That is crazy.
Dave, you're so right. That's so fucked up. I thought it came out 2007, 2006. Dave loves Zack Snyder.
All right, let's roll this thing. Who wants to guess?
Let's fucking do it, dude. 1993.
Wait, it's a 2007 movie. It just came out in some fucking festival in 2006. Get out of here. Okay,
that
roll
counts.
It. Let's
We've
go.
done that before.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Wow.
The Austin Butt-Numb-a-thon. The Austin Butt-Numb-a-thon in 2006 is where 300.
And it is 2006.
What the fuck?
Did you rig it? You did rig it.
I did not rig it.
Yes, you did.
They're random.
What the fuck? That is crazy.
But this movie really came out in 2007, though. So are we gonna rig it for 300?
It would be the funniest thing in the world. Let's see what else we got to play with, though.
Okay, let's see what we got to play with. Because literally, it premiered in 2006 at the Austin Butt-Numb-a-thon. What does that even mean? Butt-Numb-a-thon.
You're sitting on your ass for so long.
Movie festival. Yeah.
With
James Cameron had 3 films in it.
They're still there. We're still watching.
Oh my God.
All right.
The Austin Butt-Numb-a-thon. Okay. We're not going to sit here and Google movies. We're going to... I can't even do my usual speech. What have you been watching? Dave, we'd like to start with you. Did you like Stranger Things? What happened?
Don't start with me. Start with John. I'm going to pee.
Oh, my God. Okay, John.
Dave was to pee. Lucky for you, I watched a gajillion Christmas movies.
Oh, my God. Okay, fire them off. Let's go.
I will fire them off very quickly because I did watch some recent things. So I watched Miracle on 34th Street, Christmas Vacation, Muppet Christmas Carol, It's a Wonderful Life, Home Alone,
1.5x. So you gotta.
When Harry Met Sally, Love Actually, Bridget Jones's Diary, and I think I watched like 1 or 2 or 3. Oh, I watched The Holdovers. God, I love that movie.
The Holdovers is such a good Christmas movie. It's such a good Christmas movie.
Oh, it's 2 years in a row, and I'm so happy. I guess 3
Should
technically.
Paul have won over Killian? It's a tough year.
Ooh, it's a tough year.
Paul would have won last year, I think, over Adrian.
I'll say this.
You're great.
I have never rewatched Oppenheimer, and I've seen Holdovers 3 times now at home. Okay, I also have been watching Pluribus, and I'm enjoying it. Sometimes I struggle with high concept stuff when it's an idea, and the idea is just playing out over and over again. Like, I need to get connected to characters. The show is doing that, so I just want to keep going. I'm excited. I love
season 2 is not coming out anytime soon, so I got plenty of time to catch up.
Got plenty of time to catch up. Okay. I have joined the crowd of people who are rewatching Mad Men because of the 4K release on HBO Max, and I'm loving it. Loved it when I watched it.
I was thinking about that with this because when I said Chubby Checker doing the twist, they do the twist on Mad Men when they go into 1960 and they have that New Year's party, right?
Yeah.
I thought about Mad Men with that. I should have
Excellent. It's so good. And we talked about the debate this year. And that's season 1. That's like a good part of season 1 is them doing the Nixon campaign. They're the ad guys for the Nixon campaign.
It's a good choice.
Pretty great. I also watched but I watched it, The Founder about McDonald's, which you also, I think we mentioned at some point here. Michael Keaton. Also Nick Offerman, who the McDonald brothers are Nick Offerman and what's the actor's name who plays, he plays, Zodiac. What is that? He plays like the guy who they think actually is the killer.
3 names. Yeah, he's in Fargo too. Yeah.
Man, he's such he's her husband in Fargo. Thank you. He's such a good actor if you want to look him up. We also finished The Righteous Gemstones, which we really loved. I'm sad we're not laughing every night watching that show anymore.
Really fun. John Carroll Lynch.
Excellent. John Carroll Lynch. God, he was good. That movie was worth watching. It just kind of went by that year and I was like, maybe I'll watch it. I'm glad I watched it. That was good. And I finally watched, and it's on Netflix, and it's another one of those examples. Remember when I said, like, how are they not telling me what I should be watching? I do like a certain kind of movie, and they didn't even market it to me. Richard Linklater's throwback to the movie Breathless that came out in 1960, Richard Linklater's Nouvelle Vague, which is about the making of Breathless.
Get the fuck out of here. Linklater, of course.
And he shoots it in that style, and it's so good. It's such a pleasant, fun watch of that little period in time, shot in black and white. It feels like that kind of filmmaking, but it's got a sense of humor about it. It's so good. You should totally press play on that.
Dave, what the fuck?
God damn
Dave. Turn that off.
I can't turn it off. There we go. It's gone.
All right, for that you gotta wait. I'm going next. So I saw Train Dreams and I really loved it. What I would recommend is not watching it on an iPad on a plane. I really loved it though. Dave!
I don't know what's happening. It's all going to hell.
Out later. I hope you can edit this out.
I cannot edit this out. Well, maybe I can.
We're still recording. Oh yeah, you're fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway. I love Train Dreams, though. It's beautiful.
You loved
it. Of course, it's stunning. I just wish
I
wanted it to be William H. Macy's Sierra Madre, where he's Walter Houston. And I don't know if he got enough screen time. If he had double the screen time, I think it's his Walter Houston.
That's so funny
Oscar.
because Dasein said after he saw it, he was like, that totally reminded me of Walter Houston's role. But
really?
Yeah. So not the first.
I mean, he was so good. There was great work. Felicity Jones is amazing. There was so much. I really, really loved it. It was really great.
Joel, and how about the beautiful from Inishmore? What is her name? Kerry Condon?
Kerry Condon. She has that scene is amazing.
She has like 2 scenes. She's God, everybody's so good in it. And Joel doesn't speak like a word in this fucking movie. And
it's just like Loving. It reminded me, everybody keeps talking about Joel's other movie, Joel Edgerton's other movies, but Loving, he also barely speaks, right? And that's a Jeff Nichols movie, right? Okay, I saw that. I really loved Roof Man. I didn't expect. I just started it.
Yeah,
it was
dude.
Great. I really thought it was fun. I think when they started the relationship, which was almost an hour into the movie, I was like, oh fucking hell! Like we're starting the relationship now, but I got through that really well, and it's a great movie. Derek Cianfrance, amazing.
I went to that Toys R Us when I was a kid.
Fucking hell! I actually texted Jordan and I said I saw a great Charlotte movie.
Dude.
Really?
He knows how to get in the roof there.
He might have been there. He might have been there. He might have been in that weird tank in the back.
Mendelssohn's great. Everybody's great, right?
Ben is so, of course. And Peter
Mendelssohn's just having
that.
a great decade, I want to say.
He's so great.
Fucking. Well, that's clear. Like he just loves Derek Cianfrance, and it's like I want to be in all your movies. I want to do it. Let's go. Okay, what the fuck else did I see? I saw something on the way. I saw something else on the way to L.A. Well, I saw some of the Stranger Things stuff, and it's really great. Most people I've seen either write about or talk about Stranger Things didn't love the way it wrapped up, but I haven't gotten to that yet because I've liked all the stuff that I've seen so far. I think there's a lot of like quests, like, hey, let's go on this quest. We need a plan. Why don't we do this? Why don't you do that? There's a lot of like teaming up and stuff like that. But at the same time, they actually do it well. Every now and then there's like a plot development, like let's have this dramatic scene and it's just a little too obvious. But I really liked, I'm actually pretty happy with Stranger Things this season and I haven't finished it. I've seen 6 out of the 8 final episodes, including I didn't see the final like 2-hour episode. And I can't remember the other fucking movie I saw on the way to Los Angeles. Even though I know it was great. Oh, well, I saw The Naked Gun, and it was funny. I will say there were a couple times where there were jokes that I was like, I didn't laugh at. I was
She's
like,
a Disney adult.
There's a lot of jokes. There's a lot of things that I laughed hysterically at, and there were a lot of things that I was like, oh, okay, I see what they tried to be funny, and I also think they skewed a little old.
It's kind of like,
even though Kira Schaffer directed it, I felt like it was written by a 6-year-old.
You wanted to get there, and it almost does.
Yeah, but I think the old ones felt that way when you watched them back then too, because it was such gentle, like play on words, parody style humor.
But I think it was quick enough, and I think it was situational enough that the original was not as like joke landed or not land. I feel like
how funny was their montage when they fall in love?
Oh my god, amazing!
And they're going
it's fucking snowman.
When Dave Bautista comes in, I mean, there were a lot of lines that came up, but there were a couple things where they like redid jokes, and I was like, no, this wasn't funny the first time. You shouldn't have done that. But there were a bunch of things that I just laughed fucking hysterically at. I loved like that was 20 years ago, not to me. Like the reason those kind of jokes work so well is because it's like you're not sitting going, but it's like you're moving on. It's like it's so fucking funny.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It was 20 years ago for you,
catch up.
Yeah, I totally get it. I guess you can't fight City Hall. No, it's a building. And then you move on. Like, of course you can't fight a City Hall. And then I'm just not myself. Don't worry, I'm not you either. Hilarious, and you move on. But like sometimes they do a joke where it's like, but honestly, like. 8 out of 10. I thought it was hilarious. And I can't remember what the other movie I saw was. Dave?
I had a big TV thing. I'm going into season 2 of Percy Jackson, which covers a lot of the Sea of Monsters stuff, and it's so good. The only gripe I'd have with the whole thing is the episodes are just a little short. Like they could have padded
Dave
this.
wants more.
I really did. I really want more. And
what are they, half hours?
They're like 40 minutes, sometimes 35, sometimes 45. But you want more. It's like, that's over? Like, that's all I get this week? Because I'm watching them one a week. So it's...
One a week?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they're releasing them one a week.
Hasn't it... Wait, is this like a revamp? I feel like I've heard of Percy Jackson for my entire life.
Percy Jackson started off with books. They made a movie and they made a second movie that were terrible. And now this is the Disney Plus series, which is releasing one episode a week. Fuckers. And but it's I really do want more.
It's for both of you.
Like I want more. Fallout started again. Fallout season 2. Right. They have not disappointed. I fucking love the game. I fucking love this series. I'll stick with that till the end.
Yeah.
I finally saw One Battle After Another.
Did you like it?
And I fucking loved it. It was great.
Did you see it at home?
Yeah. Yes.
I had a friend who saw it at home and didn't love it as much, but I was like, seeing in the theater, especially that chase, how good was that chase sequence at the end?
Dude, I mean, I just can't get over how the soldier is written. It was all great. It was all great.
Sean Penn. Yeah.
Sean Penn was fantastic. And of course, Stranger Things, I'm all the way through. I'm done. In my opinion, fuck anyone else. They landed that plane really well for me.
Cool. Great. I'm excited.
Really
excited to finish.
Yeah. Like I love
they got Frank Darabont back.
Yeah. I love that. Although he was like the first part of part 2.
He did episode 3 and then episode 6.
Okay, cool. Well, episode 7, I think it was the one everyone was kind of pissed about, and I'm like, no, this
is a 5 on IMDb. It's like a 5.
It was like, yeah, you know why it's a 5? Like, Well, I can't tell you, but
it was setting up the finale.
No, they take time for these characters to deal with their issues, and everything is within.
I know.
Yeah, everything is within like context and stuff like that, and it's really good. But a lot of people just didn't get it. Like there's a whole scene where they're talking and two people are breaking up, and they had to release a statement saying, "Yeah, they broke up," because nobody got it. Except, like, I got it. Like, comprehension, not your strong point. I get it. Like, but, like, the finale, dude, probably one of the best ends of television I think I've seen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
And
an article just came out saying how they decided not to give into the Game of Thrones tropes. I was like, well, that's good. Where it's just, because I feel like Stranger Things turned into Game of Thrones, where it was like hive theory. Guess what? The White Walkers were a hive theory. You kill the king, the White King, whatever his name is, the Night King, then everybody else dies. So they did that. You kill Vecna, everybody else dies. And also, let's just add more characters. Season 3, let's add more characters, and then let's make them all as important as the only superpower person we have. And anyway, I'm glad to hear you say that, Dave.
Yeah, no, I loved how that wrapped up.
Nice.
Fucking awesome. Last thing I saw was Caught Stealing, which I did really like. I do think there's a little exposition problem. The exposition, I was kind of like, okay, I don't know who any of these people are, so I don't really care that much. So like, you don't have to keep explaining to me why they're all sad. But like, I loved the action. I loved 90% of the movie.
I love that there was super fucked up consequences for the smallest things in that movie.
And that I agree with too. And I love the conclusion of the two guys. I thought that ended really. I thought it was great. Really awesome. I talked to Dasan about it. Okay. We're going to take a quick break, listen to some Dasan, and we're going to tell you how we're going to justify 300 being a 2006 movie for our 300th episode. It's very soon. Yeah. Okay. See you, film fans, in 10 seconds. Bye.
I paused for dramatic effect, and we're back.
Nothing, Dave. Dave's just like, he's like, fuck it, I'm out.
What are we doing,
guys? It's our 300th episode. I don't care if we have the category for all this shit. I need to look up the stats of what this.
Dave, are you sure you didn't rig that? That is crazy.
I literally said Dave's gonna rig this, and then he picked the wrong year anyway. Maybe. Did you rig it, Dave? You're never gonna tell us.
No, I'll never
tell us that you rigged it. Guys, we're doing 300.
300. Let's do it. When was the last time you guys saw 300?
300 episodes.
In theaters.
When it came out.
I've seen it, the whole thing. Yeah. I've seen it on TV, and I've certainly seen this is Sparta a million times. But
that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I've seen the sex scene a couple
I guess,
times
if it actually came out in 2007. But whatever.
Yeah. I can't wait to rewatch this, guys. This is such a good movie. I can't wait. I'm so excied. Zack Snyder, let's go. Dave.
I bet all our wives are super pumped to rewatch this movie.
Yes. We'll do a poll and see whose wife sat next to them on the couch to watch this.
The 300 workout. Hey, air in the tires.
Oh my God. I remember. Do you remember the Men's Health 300 workout?
Yeah. Crazy. No. It was insane. It was like 30 pull-ups.
Do I look like I remember the fucking Men's Health 300 workout?
30 pull-ups was like the warm-up. And it was like
Dave is going to have a heart attack watching this movie.
Yes.
Wasn't Michael Fassbender in this? And then they're like, didn't you see his penis? He doesn't need to work out.
Those two things are like...
For 300.
I have questions.